Over the years, the amount of mobs scrapped from ever making it into Minecraft has grown huge, most of them stemming from the losers of each year's community mob vote. The community's biggest complaint is that many indie modders and content creators have time and time again added these cancelled mobs in via their own developments, sometimes just days after their announcement, which is exactly what we're doing in today's video, adding all the mob vote losers into Minecraft, starting with the oldest mobs back in 2017.
Things are about to get juicier, my friends. Ooh, y'all ready for this? Mob C, the Great Hunger. Now, before we spawn him in, a quick word from Jeb.
The Great Hunger. This cute-looking mob has a huge mouth and a great appetite for enchanting powers. It will open its huge jaw and sink into the ground where it camouflages itself. Any mobs or items that fall into its mouth will be consumed.
Sinking into the ground? Adding and removing abilities? That sounds extremely exciting. Except the mob didn't make it, so we're never gonna get it. But at least you can see what it looks like now. If I could just get through this fence. Come on, why wouldn't you put a fence gate? The things I do, ugh. You see, we made it, okay? Now look at this. Right as they get into the sand, they sink into the ground instantly and camouflage themselves so that you can't see them coming. Now, I don't know that the enchanting ability was added in this little build that we've got here. I guess we can give it a shot. Are y'all gonna, would you mind eating on my sword, please? Oh boy, well maybe, oh, that's not my sword, that's me! Okay, so the enchanting is not there. Now what we want to try and do is see if we can take some, alrighty, check it out. There's actually like 8 of these things in here. Now the idea is they hide in the sand, wait for you to step on them, and then chomp! But we're better than that, because look, I've attacked, you've died. You stupid. Now, alright, I don't like fun. Come on, I was trying to give a fun fact. Fun fact, you see this thing over here, this yellow behemoth? This was supposed to be the original size of these creatures, according to Jeb anyways. A 3 by 3 by 3 behemoth. Where would this even go? Like, what biome would fit something this big? I really would have liked to see if this made it into game, but alas, it's confined to my creation, which was courtesy of Weave, by the way, and Xavier. They both contributed to this awesome project. If you want to find more information about both these dudes, you can check out the description of this video. It's time for the next mob, though. The monster of the ocean depths. Get a load of this. Oh, that egg is something else, and we got a lot of boats, too. Oh, yeah. Why don't you tell me a little bit more for us, huh?
The monster of the ocean depths. The monster will attack you with its tongue-like tentacle to pull you down and drown you. It spawns in deep waters and uses its large mouth to propel itself forward.
I gotta say, the oceans would have been a lot more dangerous if these mobs had been voted in, but alas, we're gonna have to stick to my video if you want to see how they work. Needless to say, though, they do work. Against you, look at this, they're poisoning me from the dock. I ain't even nearby him. I hate you. Look at you, you green menace. Are you dead? Okay, we got him real good, but the poison still lingers. Now, thankfully, the ocean update coming to 1.13 makes this loss not as big a deal because we've got so much content coming to the oceans in 1.13 in the very near future. So, you know, obviously this is a cool mob, but at least something's coming to the oceans, even though this one wasn't voted in. Now look at this. When we get close to him, not only does he poison us, but he actually drags us down. You see, I'm not, look at this. Look, I hate him. He's the worst. He's dragging me down. You can't, wow, is he attacking the squid? Yo, best day ever. Look at the animations on this. Honestly, it's good. Now, again, these are all working builds that we created. You know, this is all subject to change, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. We did our best to take the descriptions that Jeb provided and to remake the mobs so that they look at least a little bit like what we think they're going to look like when at least one of them comes out. And with that, we've reached the final mob, the Hovering Inferno. Jeb, one more time for us, babe.
The Hovering Inferno. This is a master blaze, which body parts look like shields that will use to defend itself. The Hovering Inferno spawns with a group of blazes as a random encounter in the nether. It has a shockwave attack that is very dangerous, and you will definitely need some flame protection to defeat this mob.
So what do you think a shockwave's gonna be? Well, we tried our best to guess, and you'll see right here that, oh, that's just a regular blaze. Where's the right spawning? Oh, I forgot to grab it. He's gonna get me. Well, at least we got ourselves some nice fire resistance potions. I'm gonna drink you so that we don't completely lose ourselves to this new mob. Check it out, check it out, check it out. Inferno! Look at him dancing around, he's my friend. Now, what we envision being the case is that that this inferno actually uses its little wings as shields to become really hard to kill. However, we were not able to code that in this current juncture. We may in the future. Again, it depends on if y'all want to see this released as a download. But we also have our little shock knock wave, whatever you want to call it, attack that spawns in flames all over the place. And not only that, but he does in fact shoot projectiles at us, and he can spawn in other blazes as well. What, the blazes? I'm funny. Now look at this. I'm gonna kill you because I don't really like you that much. Look at him. He's so stupid. He sets things on fire, but that's really all he's good for. And again, that's kind of the other reason why I'm not too upset that this one didn't get voted in, because more than likely it was probably just gonna be a bigger version of the blaze that's, you know, kind of cool, but not really necessary. Meanwhile, this manta ray monster of the night skies that came out was in fact like a totally brand new mob that we could honestly use. Now see, look at this thing. Look how much he sucks. Well, is burning, can't do anything right, is sinking, can't even fly out. Whoa, useless. You wouldn't want this mob in game anyways. Look at him. Didn't even put up a fight. Now, Minecon's over, and we found out that Mob B, aka the monster of the night skies, was the winner. Jeb's gonna chime in for us and tell us a little bit more.
The monster of the night skies. This manta ray-like monster is a flying creature that spawns at high altitudes. It is attracted to insomnia and will find players who haven't slept for many days. It will swoop down in groups and bite your flesh.
Thanks, Jeb. Let's spawn this sucker in, huh? Nice manta ray alert. Now, this guy is going to be a hostile mob, and he will swoop down in an attempt to attack you. Now, look what happens when he does. Aye! Oh, that's strong! Wow! That was actually a very quick kill. Well, at least we start right here again. I was going to say, that'd be terrible if we had to start somewhere. It happens every time in my videos. So, these things are going to live a lot higher in the air normally. In fact, we wanted to replicate what it would probably look like, so we've got a command block over here that may give you a better idea of where you would find these suckers. All the way up in the sky. Look how high up they are. Now again, the AI right now that we're working with is not, is not perfect. Obviously, we're not Mojang, so they're kind of hanging out one spot. But for now, we're gonna spawn them near the ground just so you guys can see how they would operate. Again, it was said that they would spawn in packs, so you're gonna have to be wary when you happen to have these things nearby, because they will get you, and they will get you really good. Like, look at this. Look at the damage they're causing. I tell you what, I would stay away.
These mobs would have come out if the Savannah biome would have won Minecraft's biome vote. Instead, the biome that won that was the taiga biome, which is what added foxes to the game. Termites can be found inside of infested savanna soil, which is an infested version of a new type of block known as savanna soil. If you happen to find some infested savanna soil, you can use it to collect the blocks which contain the termites in question. So now we have some soil here, and we can actually use this on other items. For example, placing some down near some already existing savanna soil will cause these blocks to slowly spread, causing even more infested soil to appear. We'll let that grow, and we'll for now show you the other ability termites work. If you were to plant one underneath an acacia tree, the infested termite block would eventually spread to the block above it, inevitably infesting this acacia tree as well. And once it's done that, it will slowly begin climbing through the rest of the tree in question, slowly spreading upwards and breaking the various logs found within, on top of causing more termites to appear. Oh, also, you can feed termites to chickens to cause them to spawn eggs more often. Or at least in theory, since it lost and all. Another mob that lost was the meerkat mob. He's a cutie pie, isn't he? Meerkats would have been added if the desert biome won the biome vote, and like the termites, lost out to the foxes. The meerkat loves eating termites out of infested soil, and if left to its own devices, will eventually clear them of any blocks. They can also be tamed with any infested soil that you may have collected. Come here, buddy. I'm trying to feed you. Once tamed, meerkats will give off a particle effect if there happens to be any hostile mobs nearby, as indicated by the interesting shower, whatever this particle effect looks like. That thing when the villagers get mad at you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if that ended up being the way they were going to be added into game, I'm frankly kind of glad that they happened to lose, because that's not that much.
All right, so here we are in the middle of a desert, and there's a savanna that just so happens to be nearby. You see, we're right here next to our fire. Our boy, I thought it was Gerald. It's Layla. They look very similar. Layla, we're close. We finally see the last silly baobab's tree in the world. It's worth the long trip we took. Oh my gosh, the villagers that live there just called me. The last tree's being attacked by termites. Oh, we can't let this happen. Don't worry, I'm gonna go there and save it. They didn't care about all the acacia trees, and and attack the only tree left of its kind. Wait, how are you gonna get there? I'm gonna get there with ostriches, baby. That's right, time to check out these lovely little ostrich friends. Now, if you don't know, ostriches are very fast, so we're figuring out ways that might be cool to see them implemented into Minecraft. One of which is, of course, riding ostriches. Don't mind if I do. Now, there's a couple different things. You cannot jump while you're on this ostrich. It's bad news. And you can actually just go right up blocks just like this. And not only that, but if you happen to, you'll float. Yes, float down. Look at him derpy. It's so derpy looking. It's hilarious. Anyways, Layla, we got your tree. Got the coordinates right here, 911.50. That's where we're headed right now. So we need to go, not this direction. We need to go this direction and this direction. Wait, what was it? 911.50. All right. Is that where? I'm like so confused. Is it this way? Okay, we finally have the ways. Ridiculous bird. All right, we're on the road to Viridian City. That's me. That's my bird. So really, what do you guys think an ostrich would do if it were added into Minecraft? What is it? Do we get ostrich meat? Is it really just another creature that we get to ride around? Maybe it has a great jump compared to horses, and you can kind of float and fly up at certain distances. What is it? Is it ostrich feathers that you can use to customize your elytra, your elytra? Like, there's so many different things. And also, there's baobab trees, whatever those are, next to the acacias. And then there's also termites being added with this update. So, really, it's hard for me to know exactly. Uh-oh, the bird. Oh my gosh, this is cool though. Look, we're literally just floating. Nice! Yo, this is really cool actually. Termites. Maybe termites could be used as some kind of organic, block breaker? Could that be what it is? Okay, we're still going the right way. Yeah, like imagine like you place blocks that you want automatically broken. Maybe you've got a cobblestone generator, and right next to it you've got like an ultimate, termite block or something. The possibilities are endless, and there's tons of ways for Mojang and Microsoft to implement these in creative ways that, we really haven't seen before. I don't know what baobab trees are though. Like, why are they so special compared to, regular trees? Like, what is the appeal? Where the heck am I? Actually, I think it's at the top of this huge hill over here. Can we just get a moment to appreciate that I float really fast and funnily? We are seriously like, we got to get up to 93 on the Y. Oh my gosh, and now I'm stuck. Get up to ostrich. Well, that only took 1 billion years, but we made it. And there it is, the baobab tree. Bow to me, baobab tree. We've ogled it. It's amazing. But where's termites? Are we trying to play some games with the termites? Well, I can walk right through this tree. Yo, that's nice. Whoa, there's the termites! Whoa, wait, hold on a second. Look at them. Nice. They're so tiny. Gross. Stay away. No, you cannot fight today. Why are you so small? Stop attacking the tree. They're attacking the tree. Get out of the tree. What if I think I'm going to accidentally kill the tree. Please don't kill the last tree. Oh my gosh, what is with them? There's so many. Stop attacking. No. Oh my gosh, they're like going inside the tree and taking it out that way. Oh, the baobab tree is taking so much damage. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoy witnessing the last of the baobabs, because right now it's looking like we have very little chance of this happening. I'm gonna summon in some TNT. Maybe that will make everything go away. Probably. One single TNT. Yes. Now please survive the TNT, would you, tree? Perfect. It just shifted the entire tree. But on the plus, we look fairly safe. I'm gonna summon in 2 TNT, and now I'm gonna run real fast. Hey, see you later, punks. Nice. Whoa. Yo, good reach. And you are the last one. Oh wow, I just saved the last tree of its kind from insects. Well, time to get home. I mean, I came here to watch a tree and ended up saving it. Yeah, what am I, some conservationist? I love it. Now where's my chicken? I mean my ostrich. And we're off! Floating. We're off floating. We're floating off, rather. Not bad at all. Ooh, what is this? Whole bunch of command tomfoolery? Yo, I'm all about it. And I've got good news, my friends. There is a taiga biome nearby. We've even got some gear to keep us nice and safe from any foxes that might attack us. I don't really know if foxes are going to be evil, if they're going to be good guys or not. I assume they're going to be good guys. That's what Microsoft Minecraft like doing, good guys. But we'll find out in due time. Oh, someone, please help us. Look, there's text at the top left. It says, someone, please help us. All right, I'll help you. But I need to find you first. We're in the middle of the taiga biome. This is where foxes are going to be spawning in-game, assuming they are voted for during Minecon tomorrow. Ooh. And foxes aren't the only thing. Look at these luscious berries right now. We don't know what the berries are going to do yet, but what we do know is that they look tasty. Oh, there's even more over here. Oh, look. Oh, check this out. What's up, villager? What's good? His name is Gerald. Hi, my name is Gerald. Hi, Gerald. I came here with my 2 little children to camp. We've got a little fox as a pet, but when we woke up today, he was gone. Can't look for him because I need to take care of my kids. Then he says a bunch of other stuff. Sorry, what's your name? Well, I mean, my name's Tyler, but you can call me Logdotzip. Right. Okay, Logdotzip, thanks for helping us. Our fox really loves berries. So if you come across any berry bushes, use the shears to get, well, the berries. When you get back, I'll show you how to make a campfire. Yep, that's right. You also have the ability to make campfires should the taiga biome be updated. Now, there's a little bit of a rudimentary, campfire, but I'd say it's pretty solid. Good work, little one. Did you put this together? Maybe? No? Gosh, your head's huge. Well, it sounds like we've got our hands filled then with apples. Yes. So, obviously, this is a showcase world. The apples are supposed to be berries. They were actually berries before. We'll throw in a quick screenshot of what the berry is supposed to look like. But for one reason or another, it's not... Is that its skull? Oh. Whoa, yo, they're both like just staring at me as I like see this skull. Yeah, we should probably just move on, huh? We need to find this pet wolf, and we're gonna collect apples from the apple bushes the whole way through. Yes, excellent. More and more apples. I am kind of hungry. Kind of want to know what the skull was all about, though. I don't usually see those things randomly planted in Minecraft worlds like that, so yeah, just a little bit nervous. Oh, wow, here's another one. Wow, okay. Oh, now they're just popping up everywhere. Look at this. I wonder. I'm starting to get a feeling I know where our wolf is hanging out. I'm gonna take one of these for evidence. I'm curious what these are supposed to do, though, once these berry bushes actually get added in game. Like, what is the purpose of them? Because we already have so many different food types, so I bet you the berries are for something. Ooh, speaking of something, I think we're onto something here. What do we have here? A whole bunch of skeletons all over the place, and it looks like some of them are battling. Hey, yeah, what's up, guys? You don't happen to know where a nice fox has been, do you? Hello? Look, there he is! Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah! What, have you been chasing down the skeletons? Looks like they've been firing off at him. Oh my gosh, make up your mind who you trying to shoot at right now. Eep! Well, yeah, he was mostly damaged. Not bad at all. All right, pup, you're coming with me. You should probably avoid the skeletons, by the way, and I should probably kill them so that you can't avoid them. So what, do you like apples then? Yeah, he likes apples, so he's supposed to like berries. That's how we wrote it, so it's supposed to be berries, but, deal with it. Before we go any further, though, let's clean up house a little bit. I don't want the fox to accidentally get, struck by an arrow, or my pickaxe for that matter. Can we stop shooting at me, please? Ein. Ooh! Wow, there's many. Are you even gonna attack? Well, this fox is useless. He doesn't even attack. Come on, stop bringing. No. Oh. Yes. Okay, run. We gotta go. So we've got our pet fox now. He's got a bushy little tail wagging at me. He's got an interesting look on his face. He wants more apples. Oh, you want more apples? Okay. Here you go, buddy. You got some apples now. That's perfect. He's like looking up at the moon. We gonna transform or something? What do y'all think a fox would do? What is the purpose of a fox? Because I know Minecraft, they like to add things that have new reasons, right? Like berries. It's not just gonna be food. I guarantee you're gonna be able to do something with the berries. So then what is the fox for? Does the fox sniff out things in the taiga? Maybe the fox finds extra fertile soil that you can use as, super soil or something for growing crops. The possibilities they're truly endless. So it's just hard for us to try and imagine what that looked like. Where am I? What, you want some fresh ones? Fine, here you go. Yum. You can't even eat them, fatty, trying to eat all my apples. Not how it's gonna happen. Now, God, where are those villagers? Thought we were nearby at least. Actually, this looks familiar. There's a hole. Yeah, there it is. Yes, we've made it. All right, Mr. Gerald. I've got your pet fox. He's got a serious appetite, though, I'll tell you that much. Thank you very much for saving our little fox, Logdotzip. As I promised, crafting recipe of the campfires in the chest. Thanks again. If the campfire turns off, just use this flint and steel to light it up once more. He gives flints. Not bad at all. So apparently we've got a new campfire recipe as well. And this will also be coming, maybe not as a recipe, but it will be coming indeed if Taiga is voted in. Campfires. Here's how we have it currently. 4 spruce wood as well as 3 pieces of coal. He put those in a crafting table. Just like that. Now, it says zombie villagers spawning on it, but we're going to ignore that for the time being. Look at this. This is a nice campfire. Cozy, warm. The fox isn't even going back to his villager yet. Yeah, that's a little bit better than that. Not only that, but we've actually given the campfire a nice little effect when you happen to, be nearby and you've lit it on fire a little bit. Look at that. Yeah. Effect. Logdotzip, instant damage. Boom. Oh, well, that was a lot. That wasn't supposed to happen. The campfire is supposed to give you a lovely regen effect when you're nearby, and as you can see, it's doing just that. My hearts were slowly filling up as we stand next to the warm campfire with my new little pet.
All right, our first change is to the Badlands. And to be honest, a lot's changed. For example, we've got a flowering cactus right here with a new mob friend nearby, the vulture. Currently, Badlands don't offer too much to the player outside of a lot of dead bushes and a lot of terracotta. It's also the only source of red sand in-game. Now, if you've been staying up to date on all of Team Mojang's Biome Vote videos, you'd know what this is. It's a flowering cactus. And we'll get to it in just a second, but for now, our first feature, tumbleweeds. That's right, tumbleweeds will spawn in every so often in the Badlands, and there's 2 different types of tumbleweed, one that stays still and one that doesn't. Let's see which one we get now. Okay, so we got a mostly still one. He's giving me a nice little look here. Again, we coded in all of these to give you a preview of what we think they look like, so it's a little bit buggy. We should probably just put this tumbleweed out of its misery. It seems to be making noise. And the moment you break a tumbleweed, you'll actually get a whole bunch of loot, including a brand new item known as barbed wire. We'll get to barbed wire in a second. I want to find ourselves a nice moving tumbleweed. They'll spawn in more often than not, so we're actually kind of getting a little bit unlucky here. Let's see if we can... There we go. So again, the movement's a little janky. I don't know what you want me to say, but you could just imagine Badlands with these crazy tumbleweeds just rolling across the landscape. You do a little smoothing out on the animations, and all of a sudden, this thing would be sweet to have in game. Especially when they dance for you. This is a nice little show we've got going on here. Do you do birthday parties? Any? Oh wow! Look, see, there's some self-loathing tumbleweeds. And look, the vultures are already out for some grub. I'd like to remind everybody that this is a data pack you guys can download and add to your world right now. And what's really sweet about the latest snapshots for 1.15 is they've got biome detection. So if you install this data pack into your world, these cactuses, these tumbleweeds, these vultures, they will all naturally spawn in only in the Badlands. Now, we've got a little bit of a scenario here. Imagine Badlands wins. Team Badlands, by the way. Think of the mechanics we could use tumbleweeds for. Maybe you've got an arena where you have to avoid all of the different tumbleweeds that are spawning in around you, because naturally, if you run into a thorny bush, it's gonna probably do some kind of damage to you, which is exactly what happens here if you're not careful. Also, they love their parties, as I said. We'll do what we can to fix most of these glitches before we officially release this for download, but it's available immediately, so if you want the buggy version, you can have it. But anyways, the barbed wire. Tumbleweeds always drop barbed wire, and you can place it to have similar behavior to what happens when you run into one. Anything near this barbed wire will take damage. Boom. You're getting hit by the spiky little barbs. It's beautiful, and you can use it to upgrade your defense systems at home. You can even place it on your defense systems. I'm so funny. Next up, our fancy flowering cactus. These things are beautiful. I mean, seriously, it's such a nice change to see a different form of life existing in the desert. One with flowers. As I said, they'll spawn automatically, but here's one right here so that you know how it all works and how it all looks. Now, you can break these things, and all you gotta do is break the bottommost block of the cactus, and not only will you get some cactus as a drop, but you'll also get some cactus flowers. Look at you. So pretty, I want it. Cactus flowers can be eaten as as a food source when in the Badlands. So if you're ever stuck in the middle of a desert out here, you may actually have a chance at survival. It's not going to be the best food in the world, but it's better than nothing. Alternatively, combine your cactus flowers with some regular vines in game to get a thorny bouquet. Holding this in your offhand will act almost as a thorns enchantment when fighting nearby mobs. So if this husk were to attack me, he would get hit with damage. And notice we lose one thorny bouquet item each time we are hit. So it's almost like a one-time use. You'll now have exact and direct incentive to want to gather these cactus flowers in the Badlands because they're actually quite useful for combat. Oh boy, I'm almost dead. Just in time as well. Looks like the vultures are here. Vultures are the Badland exclusive mob, and as you can see, they are salt and peppering the sky. Not only that, but sometimes they like to spawn in on top of fancy cactuses and actually perch up. Look at them. Are you enjoying your view up there, dude? Hey, look, that's from the thumbnail. Vultures will attack if provoked, and after a certain amount of time, they'll also gain the ability to re-perch, and they can perch on other cactus as well. So if you want a nice little pet, you get a little plant right there, it's a good time. Hold on, I'm gonna punch this sucker. What's good? Yeah! I missed. Oh, okay, I got him. Now, he sounds like a bee, and that's because he kind of... Oh, boy! Oh, great. Look, they're all circling my items. And there's terribly important reason why they're circling my items. They're gonna eat them. Stay away, I need my items! Oh, no, they just disappeared. Oh, my stuff's gone. When you die in the Badlands, vultures will swarm around the place you died, and they will eat your items. I just did that, but I didn't have any on me. That's why I didn't even show up. Let's try something a little further out. Real further out. So the showcase area is all the way over there. I'm gonna run a little test here, see if we can get to our stuff before the vultures decide to eat it. Okay, run. We've got like, I don't know, 5 seconds, 6, 7. With any luck, we'll be able to get to the items before the vultures reach. They'll slowly lower down near the items wherever your death takes place until they reach them. So you do have a little bit of leeway in order for you to reach your things before they destroy them with their big old beaks. Nope, all gone. Guess we're gonna have to be quicker. Vultures, cactus flowers, barbed wire, tumbleweeds, and thorny bouquets. All sound nice, but how about the next biome? The swamps, yes. The swamps are a lush but overgrown biome, home to slimes, witches, and lovely blue flowers. Seriously, you can't get away from these orchids. But what if the swamp was home to more? Like, oh, I don't know, frogs? Hey, look, come back here. This guy's on a mission right now. Can I help you? Is there anything I can get you? Some grub, perhaps? Again, anyone tuning into Mojang's recent videos would know that swamps are going to be having frogs, chest boats, as well as mangrove trees added if they win the Minecon vote. Are scared of you though and will jump away unless you feed them grubs, which can be found in potatoes. So this is something that we just thought of. You know, this isn't necessarily something that Minecon announced, but we thought, hey, this would be a great thing. And again, this is available for free download in the description. So grab your hands on it and let us know what you think after playing with it for a while. So we got a potato field, we got 5 grubs for our time. Now, if we were to happen across a frog, you'd see he changes his tune a little bit. Oh, yeah, now you want to play. Right. He's like most humans I meet. You hand him a little bit of food, they're suddenly in a good mood. It's all right, I'm the same. All right, here you go, buddy. You can have some. Now, while you can feed a frog, it's really only going to be useful for having him continue to follow you, because the moment you take the grubs out of your hands, he goes back to being afraid. He wanted nothing to do with you, but you hold it again, and, you know, well, at this point, he's a little conflicted. Okay, but here's something that's really cool. Frogs are also known to eat silverfish. They'll actually stick out their tongue. Look at him. I love him so much. Oh, it's the cutest little thing. Best part, though, they'll also go for bees. Yeah, and they'll even change where they stick their tongue out to be a little bit higher up in the sky. Now, you're probably wondering, if you can't tame frogs, then how often are you going to find them near silverfish and bees? And, well, the answer's not too often, which is why there's a new item. It's known as the jar. It's made with 3 leather and 5 glass, and you can use it to transport nearby frogs. Now, where is he? Come on over, baby. You're mine. I want him. Look, we got him. Frog in a jar. Oh, he's cute. See, so maybe you find yourself in a particularly nasty situation with silverfish everywhere. Well, this is where I'd recommend you keep a frog on you, because they're going to eat up all of the silverfish essentially instantly. Oh my gosh. Best friend to keep on you? Yes, please. Hey, where is he? You staying nearby, homeboy? Oh, no, run. Come back. I need you in my jar. For now, we move on to mangroves, which is a new tree exclusive to swamps. These special naturally spawning trees look normal. Yes, they do look like normal oak trees, but that could not be further from the case. Underneath, they have special root blocks. And so what's so special about the root blocks at the bottom of these trees? Well, first it should be noted that you need a pickaxe to successfully harvest them. Yes, the normal axe will take care of most of the tree, but if you were to dig further down underneath, you'd see a new sort of block right here. And as you can tell, my axe isn't doing much for it. But a pickaxe mines it right on up. So what is it? It's a new root block, and it's got a couple different uses. First and foremost, it's a storage block. You can use this to store wood, oak logs, and everyone knows how easy it is to get a bunch of these once you've got a nice axe. Well, now you've got an easier way to keep a bunch of wood on you at all times. But you'll only be able to get it in the swamp. As you can see, you cannot make root blocks. And not only that, but root blocks will act as a light sponge. That's right, they'll absorb up all the water in a nearby space because they're just thirsty little boys and girls and presumably etceteras. Anyways, check it out. Boom, boom. You have to place them fairly effectively in order for them to be super applicable, and you'll still need to mine them up with a pickaxe. Now, compared to a sponge, it's a little bit of a different situation. First of all, trying to clear up this much water with a root block is not going to do you too many favors. It'll get rid of maybe a corner, a couple blocks here and there, whereas if we were to place a sponge in here, well, boom, the deed is done. But notice something. When we break the sponge, it's now a wet sponge, which means it's now incapable of collecting any more water. However, I can place down a root block, mine that, and place it right back down again, and it will continue to absorb water. It's an infinite sponge, however, it is a lot less effective. As you can see here, given the right circumstances, it won't even do anything. Frog jars, root blocks, we got a lot of junk on us. Maybe it's time we took to the seas with a boat chest. Oops, I meant to say with a boat chest. Yeah, it's a chest. You can put things in it, all your things, and then you can get in the boat. And then you could be on your merry way. Oh, and that's a weird looking glitch. Yeah, it's the snapshot. There's some weird oddities going on, but check it out. We got a boat chest, baby. That's right. We are moving around in a boat, and there is a moving chest joining us and also completely glitching out my world. Boat chests are a highly requested feature for Minecraft and have been on the wish list for ages. Now, I know a lot of people want boat chests, but hey, I'm a little biased, and if I have any level of power in this world, I'm going to use it to influence you to all vote for Team Badlands. Seriously, we got shulker boxes. There's already backpacks in game. You got pack llamas that can ride in boats. You got minecart chests that you can technically make ride in boats. Do we really need another boat chest? Be real. I mean, look, it's fun. Look, we swam to the other side of the swamp, grab my thing, blah, 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 this and that. Oh, wow, now I can put it in another chest. You can't even ride boats on land, effectively anyways. And look how glitchy it is. It's just embarrassing. Now I'm all flustered. Let's just move on. So grab your hiking gear because it's time for the final biome. Biome 3, the mountains. One of the less frequently visited biomes, mountains would have an opportunity to get a fresh lick of paint with this latest Minecon vote. And we'll get to the goats in a second. We've got other things to cover first. Like a special new kind of snow? Nah, it's just snow on stone. This is snowy stone, everybody. Nice to meet you. Normal stone, snowy stone. Snowy stone, though, comes with some of its own unique effects. Such as, first of all, the snow is so cemented onto the stone that when you mine with a regular pickaxe, you'll actually manage to keep the snow on top of the stone. More importantly, though, it has a unique block property. When standing on top of it, you will be slowed from slodging through the snow. I don't know what word that was, but it sounded good. It sounded like something you would say when you're moving slowly. Right, and you can only find it in the mountains. That's my point. And the other thing you can only find in the mountains? Goats. First of all, instead of sheep, goats will spawn in the mountains, and so this is what they look like, and you can punch them, and it's funny, and they have tiny little feet that move around. You can also shear them, and you can lead them around using wheat and the buckets for a little bit from now. So why don't we just... Hey, what's good, dude? Hey, that looks real nice. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna shear that. Ooh, we got a new item. What's it called? It's called rugged wool. Now, needless to say, they can grow their wool back, so don't feel too bad. They're not gonna go cold. It's all good. You'll want to find as many goats as possible so that you can shear them for their precious wool. That's because you can use it to make new armor. Wool armor. which doesn't necessarily sound like it's going to be too protective, and that's fine because that's not what it's meant for. Instead, the armor has a very unique effect indeed. When wearing a full set of it, you'll actually be given weakness 2, but pay close attention to my hunger bar down there by my experience. Roughly every 20 seconds or so, you're going to notice something quite significant. We're going to actually gain hunger from wearing this armor. This is not armor that's meant for combat. This is not armor that's necessarily meant for defense. See? There it just went. This is armor for exploring around, staying warm, and getting a good grip of your surroundings. That's because that's exactly what this wool does. It keeps you nice and warm so that you're not using all the energy from the food you're normally eating all day, and so in a sense you save energy by getting it back. Sat idly, we'll literally start to gain saturation, and not only that, but we don't have a shaky bar anymore, which means that we're also getting high quality saturation alongside our regular old hunger meter. This is going to be fantastic for explorers or people that died and are looking to quickly get back to their grave area. But you're obviously not going to want to fight with it because of the weakness too. Now, one of the other things you can get from goats is goat milk. Yes, just drop a bucket near it and it'll fill on up with goat milk, and you can drink it, and it's, heals effects and stuff. Now, I gotta bring this one further away from the pack, because we've got, whoa, that's weird looking. We've got bad news for this guy. I'd like to remind everybody that this data pack is for download, but more importantly that we added updates to it that Mojang may not necessarily add at all, and what they add may be completely different from what we add. Which is to say that we gave this guy a drop when you kill him, because Mojang doesn't like killing their animals, but don't worry, we have no problem with it. And so look, we just got ourselves a goat horn. That was terrible. So what does a goat horn do? Well, if you use it when you're in the middle of a village, it will automatically start a raid for you. That's right, you could hear the horn sounding off. So, mob number 2, the Isolager, also known as the Chillager in previous versions of Minecraft. Our boy here was thrown together by Tim, aka Ambiguous Chameleon. We've frozen this mob in time, but don't worry, we'll fight the live version at the top of this major mountain up here, which could be what the new mountain updates look like with all that ice up there. I can't wait to kill you. You suck. The Isolager is a frosty new foe straight out of Minecraft Dungeons, where again, it was formerly known as the Chillager. And honestly, why isn't it still called that? I think that's way better than the Isolager. You can let me know in the comments below, along with which mob you plan on voting for. But anyways, it can be found atop these mountains at night, where you'll be able to fight it for its special drop. Now, before we get to that mountain, a couple different things. It does boast some strange new magic and abilities. When in range, it will throw ice clouds that hover above you, then smash to the ground, which you'll be able to see in due course here. But if caught under the cloud when that falls, you'll take damage and suffer a slowness effect. So be constantly on the move when you are fighting this guy. You'll have a short bit of time to move away before it falls, so you'll need to be alert and quick on your feet. The Isolager has also allied with polar bears, who will attack you on sight to defend their master. So up the mountain we go. Presumably you won't have as easy a trek up. We've got some stairs here that makes it a little bit easier. Now, along with the addition of this mob comes some changes to the mountain biome, which we lightly covered a second ago. Ice may now spawn up here, as well as ice spikes, which we will get to in just a little bit. So now you no longer need to go to the frozen areas of the, there is snow all over the place, but more so the Antarctic, glacier biomes, where you'd normally be able to find this blue ice and the super packed ice. But needless to say, we still have a journey. Now, there's also some new weather. Ambient wind and scattered snowfall may appear from time to time in your mountain adventures. And if you hear that, we can actually begin to hear some of that wind whistling past us. So with that, we've made it to the top, and these guys are already looking a little bit mad at me. If we could get the should have thought that one through a little bit. Okay, at least we spawn up here, so I'm gonna let them kill me really quick, and then we'll go ahead and perfect. Grab the goods. Yikes! All right. I'm gonna have to take care of these guys ASAP before we can even fight the Isolager. But this is what is waiting for you the moment you get a little bit too close to the Isolager's domain. Stupid bears. At least they gave me some food. But all right, now it's time for some actual battle. Spawn in the Isolager And just like that, you can see that he has this special floating bit. Oh gosh, yo, it hurt the bears as well. Saddest story. And he will continue to spawn in a series of ice and clouds just above you, where you'll have to constantly dodge if you want any chance of surviving. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of the bear allies first. Once again, if you could just stay back. Goodness gracious. And now we can actually take on the main man himself, who apparently has a whole bunch of health that we're gonna have to watch out for. But let's let this hit us for one, huh? Yikes, that is a lot of damage right there. 3 hearts, and we got slowed with slowness 2 for 10 seconds. What is he, pondering the thoughts of the world? Yo, I'm in the middle of battle with you, homeboy. If you could pay a little bit more attention, that might make for a more compelling battle. But yeah, we have to constantly be on the move if we want any shit. Can we hurt him with it? Oh, no, he's dodging his own. Hold on, let's try and time this. If we get... Yo, he's moving all over the place. Dude, imagine having to deal with that on a constant. Whoa, whoa. Yo, he fell from the fall damage. How about it? But okay, what did we get from this special Iceologer? Well, we got a lever, but it's not just any normal lever. It's a special lever, the Ice Dungeon Key, which will, probably have its own texture, if this were, the real deal. But now we gotta get back to the top of this mountain. Okay, back up at the top, we can move on to the next area. Once finished, we'll be able to carry on right over here. The Iceologer will drop a special key. This will open a loot chest in a nearby ice dungeon, a new structure found within the actual mountainous area where you battle said Iceologer. Now again, this is our own version of the Iceologer. Cannot guarantee that you're gonna be able to get this ultimate loot in anywhere but in this video. So keep that in mind. But I think, yep, we're nearby. Now, before we get that tasty loot, we're gonna have to fight for it. So we've got a pickaxe here and some torches, which we're gonna need very soon, because somewhere in this mountain is the dungeon we need to look out for. Now, if you listen very closely though, you can hear we're pretty much nearby this dungeon already. So with any luck, we might be able to just mine our way in. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, I see some kind of dungeon going off in there. It's a good thing we got some torches handy here. Let's go ahead and keep those on hand so that we can use them right away. Okay. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, boy. And you'll be met with a dungeon filled with strays, which is another mob that you can find typically inside of any frozen taiga biomes. And, oh, they are spawning up a storm right now. It's a good thing they are fighting each other for the most part at least. Okay. Handled that. Let's go ahead and mine away at this. Now we can breathe a little bit. But our journey doesn't end there, because the dungeon does not yet end there either. We can actually break our way through this gravel to find the next room, where we're gonna have to take on a couple more of these nasty strays. And I'm gonna go ahead and let them fight each other for a little bit, save on some problems that we've been facing. Yeah, do you think, baby? Yeah, what's good? Are they legit fighting each other? They're fighting each other. Yo, the best part. Hey, this is the perfect time for y'all to leave a like on the video, by the way. Oh, you did already? Okay, perfect, thanks. I'll go ahead and shut up. Man, how many of them are in here? Oh, there's gobs. And I know y'all just saw what I think y'all just saw. And it is a special new chest, courtesy of this brand new update. It's right here. Stop. If we, please. Oh, it just spawned another. Naturally just spawned another. Oh, the suspense is killing me right now. Stop guarding my goods. All right. So now that we can breathe, woo, we can take a look at this special new chest. This is the Ice Dungeon chest. And if we were to try and open it, you'd see here that it's locked. So if you happen across one of these before you find an Iceologer, well, you might just be completely out of luck. But that's what we have our Ice Dungeon key for. Beautiful. So let's open it up and, ooh, baby. A lot of goodies. Let's see, we've got bottles of enchanting, we've got diamonds, we've got an enchanted golden apple, some gold, iron, a mending book, Frostwalker 3 makes enough sense, and a special book right here. Cave Update Plans by Jeb. Ooh, what could this be about? The latest and greatest in the cave update information? Nah, we're just kind of teasing you. But okay, you've seen the Iceologer, or at least our version of it. What would happen if this mob actually got added into game? What sort of technical aspects could we expect to happen across? Well, imagine if we could utilize this falling ice at a moment's notice in some other technical command aspects. We'd have the ability to have an additional entity. Maybe we could attach new effects to this ice that is constantly falling from above us. Well, it presents for some interesting mechanics indeed. But now, my friends, we take a look at how this Moobloom may actually end up working in-game. Our very own Caleb has thrown together an awesome concept of the Moobloom. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a few things we already know about our Moobloom friend. Namely, we do know that bees like it and that they spawn in flower forests. So, with that in mind, we've got a couple different ideas roaming around our head as to what those things could do. Not too much for now is known about it, but we decided to make our own version. So we're here in the middle of a flower forest, and we've got an actual Moobloom that has spawned in. And as you'll see right off the bat, these bees seem to love this Moobloom. So much so that it's actually pollinated the Moobloom, but more on that in a little bit. Normally, bees need to hang up by flowers for an extended amount of time before they get pollinated. However, if instead there's a Moobloom nearby, they will instantaneously go to the Moobloom and start taking pollination from the Moobloom's flowers atop its back. And look at that, they get pollinated extremely quickly compared to any flowers nearby, while also pollinating our Moobloom friend. But you'll want to be careful with all these bees around this Moobloom, and don't get any ideas. Bees literally love Mooblooms. If you attack a Moobloom, all of the bees around will become angry at you and will attempt to kill you. And they more than likely will kill you. Oh gosh. But Mooblooms have some other uses as well. You can milk them for a special new type of milk. It's known as a sweet milk bucket. And as you can see, it's got a slightly different texture compared to our typical milk buckets. While all you can do with regular milk is clear any potion effects that you currently have, using sweet milk, you can also cure some hunger in addition to some of those potion effects. As you saw right there, what we ended up doing is healing some of our hunger. And you can see it again when we milk this Moobloom very quickly. Check out my hunger bar right down there. Fills up ever so slightly, so it is an added benefit compared to regular milk. Now, as we saw, Mooblooms can get pollinated as bees continue to interact with it. Now, once it is pollinated, it will have some special abilities. You can actually milk a Moobloom that's been pollinated by using glass bottles on it as well to get your hands on some honey bottles. So now you've got a much easier and convenient way of getting honey bottles as opposed to collecting it from any beehives, bee nests, or things of that nature. Now, what's more, if you have a lead handy, you can actually do something even more with our pollinated Moobloom friend. Check this thing out, right? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and attach him right next to our goods right here. And look at this. Mooblooms that have been pollinated will slowly increase the speed at which crops grow. And by slowly, I mean pretty quickly. You can literally see before your eyes as the growth cycles of all of these different crops we've planted are significantly increased when a pollinated Moobloom is nearby. Very useful for any farmers out there. As you can see, we just let this Moobloom hang out for an extended period of time, and all of the crops nearby are pretty much fully grown. Now, you do see that it works within a range, so if you wanted the crops to grow all over the place, well, you'd want to make sure that you did something like, I don't know, bringing your Moobloom a little bit closer to some of the other crops you're hoping to grow. And you could attach various different leads to fence posts around different areas of your farm to ensure that they all got full crop growth. Nice job. But is it Betsy? I mean, regular cows are Betsy. What can I call you? Bloomy? Yeah. Now, you may have noticed that we have managed to attract this Moobloom with wheat. And that's because it is similar to other cows currently existing in-game that enjoy wheat. And, as you may have guessed, you can go a little bit crazy with it as well. You can, in fact, breed Mooblooms, and you will get a little baby Moobloom pet. Oh, look at you. But there's no flowers on this one's back. That's part of the adult stage of it, and as such, the other various different effects that you would normally find with Mooblooms are not available in the baby variants. Man, y'all really want this wheat, huh? Pollinating a Moobloom is a simple enough task, but I forgot to mention, if you manage to get your hands on a honey bottle by milking one, it will lose its pollination, which means it will also lose its ability to grow crops extremely quickly, so you'll want to make sure that you have some bees handy so they can re-pollinate the Mooblooms. Now, while you really shouldn't kill moo blooms because you'll get the bees real upset at you, they do have some useful items the moment you start messing around with such a theory. So we'll spawn in a moo bloom and we'll kill it. And as you see right here, you can actually get a new type of leather from the moo blooms. It's known as yellow leather. Say that 5 times fast. Let me try. Yellow leather, yellow leather, yellow leather. I can't do it. But what I can do is turn that yellow leather into some dyed leather armor, which is just a fun little side effect that has been implemented. Namely, you can make the regular armor with the normal recipes you would expect to, except it comes pre-dyed as a type of leather cap. So now we can go ahead and make ourselves the chest plate, the helmet, we would actually have the leather pants, ooh baby, and of course the leather boots. And if we were to turn around and look, we already have the armor as completely yellow. So kind of saves you a step, but in my eyes, not worth enough of a reason for you to actually kill the moo blooms, which is the direction we've seen Mojang take with a lot of new mob implementations lately, where they don't like to provide incentives to killing the creatures because, you know, they're really delicate and fun and no one likes to kill innocent animals. I mean, I do, but I shouldn't. I'm just a bad person. Final major thing of note here, you can in fact shear moo blooms, and if you do, they will turn into regular cows. However, also something worth noting, you will get a small sunflower for your troubles. Here's what they look like when they are planted down. As you can see, they're pretty much the most adorable type of sunflower I've ever seen. Contrast those with regular sunflowers, and you'll notice right off the bat, the difference in size is, well, very noticeable to say the least. But now you have a new way of decorating with different types of sunflowers as well. Well, it's like a mommy, daddy, baby family. Oh, it's lovely. We round off today's version of the moo bloom by talking technical. These are things more for the map makers and redstone developers out there that may come with a moo bloom's implementation. So as for those technical changes that this mob could bring, it could be nice to have an entity that acts as a flower, as you could move that flower around. As we saw, bees were attracted to this moving flower in the moo bloom, and we could utilize that in other different ways in game to make some interesting effects when it comes to map making, data packs, or etc. Also, it could be used to greatly increase the rates of farms. Right now, farms are more of an early game way of getting food, bread, carrots. They don't heal quite as much or are easy to farm as, you know, in this case, cooked beef farms or pigs or things of that nature. With the moo bloom, it becomes more of a viable option. Now, as for the overall impact to the game that this mob would bring, honestly, we don't think that the game would change up too much with the moo bloom's implementation from a technical standpoint as well as from a bit of a feature standpoint as well. Alright guys, so here we are in game, taking a look at the next mob, the Glow Squid. Thrown together by one of our developers, Velvoxel. And it looks like he wants the Glow Squid to win because he says we missed an ocean mob on the last vote. So you can let us know which mob you want to vote for in the comment section below. But right off the bat, we see something very cool about this Glow Squid. It is literally glowing on the ground. There is a whole bunch of glowing light occurring nearby the squid when it's on screen. If you look up in the top left of our options here, you can see a graphic setting known as Fabulous. That was introduced in 1.16. If we were to switch things over to Fancy, you'd notice that the Glow Squid loses its glow, and it is no longer this bluish hue that we saw from before. But when we're back on Fabulous, you can see that it is glowing bright. Ooh, lovely. And a big thank you to the Brad QQ for the shader that made that possible. But the two things we do know about glow squids thus far is that they would spawn in deep oceans or possibly coral oceans based on the video we saw, and that they are in all likelihood passive, but if you get too close, they will stun you with their amazing glow effect. And speaking of amazing glow effect, let's jump into the ocean to show you what we mean. Look at this. They are literally illuminating the blocks that are nearby them, as well as the water that they're nearby as well. Amazing. Wow. This really lights up the oceans around us. Literally, as we get closer, we can see that the glow slowly disappears from the surface of the water the lower down the squid goes. But if it's close to any blocks, it will actually light up those areas as well. So now we've got moving light sources underwater. This is so cool looking. But speaking of, we should probably get a closer look at some of these glow squid. Maybe not too close because they'll stun you. In fact, let's show you an example of that right now. Getting too close to one of these glow squids, you will be hit with a special stun effect that will literally keep you in place. You can see it, the glowing on my eyes, just like in the video. And I can't move right now, so I'm slowly losing all of my oxygen bubbles, which means that these glow squid could, in theory, be extremely dangerous. I mean, I'm still stuck in place, so let's get back to the surface as soon as possible. These make for an extremely dangerous mob. Even though they're not directly attacking you, getting super close to them will cause you to, as you saw with Jens and Agnes, be amazed, possibly even too admiring when you get like that. Oh gosh, guys, stay back. I have a feeling we might not make it through this next one here. We are literally stuck right now. This is not good. I cannot get out of this movement. Get back up quick. Oh gosh, I think we're gonna drown, guys. Get up, get up, get up. Whew. Which means if you want to take out one of these glow squids, I highly recommend grabbing yourself a bow and an arrow, perhaps a trident, so that you can attack them and not miss from afar. Okay, this one's kind of beached, so let me just take out that one instead. Oh gosh, sorry buddy, it just had to happen that way. Whoa! Oh my gosh, even that's being stunned. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and count that one as a win. We just got ourselves a new item as well. It's known as luciferin, but we'll get to it in just a second. For now, if you want to safely navigate around these glow squids, you can actually wear a carved pumpkin. We're gonna go ahead and grab some glass bottles for another effect that this glow squid has. If you navigate near a glow squid when you have a carved pumpkin on your head, the stun effect will not work around them. So we've got one of these glow squids right here. And as you can see, the moment we get super up close next to him, nothing happens. We are not stunned by this creature. So you could, in theory, go ahead and take out this squid with a big old pumpkin face all over you. So we're gonna go ahead and collect that right now. Don't mind. Oh wow, he's moving fast. What's more, the glow from the glow squid is actually able to attract nearby fish. So anywhere there is a glow squid nearby, you have a greater chance of nearby fish spawning nearby it and actually finding some interest in the glow squid itself. But if they get too close, the entities will also be stunned in place. So watch out, COD. Now, speaking of, we do want to get close to one of these guys. And we're going to go ahead and hold a couple glass bottles nearby them, because the moment we do, well, we can get something really exciting. With a pumpkin on our head, getting close enough will actually give us a new item known as an ink potion. And we've got a couple of them in our hands right here. Ink potions can be used to blind nearby mobs as well as players, and they've got a really fun ink trail that will follow them whenever you throw them. So now you've got access to blindness potions in-game, which you currently don't have any access to. So bring your glass bottles when you go to the ocean next. All right, so how about this new drop, luciferin, huh? Well, okay. Glow squids dropped them, as well as ink sacs, right? That makes sense. Now this has two different purposes. Luciferin can be placed like redstone dust, except the best part, only thing is, it's waterproof. Here are some circuits. We're gonna complete them with luciferin. As you can see right here, we've got an incomplete circuit. We've got some water right here, and no means to be able to get this redstone over here. Never mind that we could just place some right here. The point is, if we try and activate this, it doesn't work, you see? Ain't gonna do nothing. So sad. Saddest story. Well, that's why we've got some luciferin handy, and we're gonna go ahead and place. Redstone dust, except underwater. Pretty much bluestone dust. But now look. Boom! Instantaneous activation will actually carry the current through the water back onto land, and now you can power your glowstone lamps. You could have whole redstone circuitries underwater. Wouldn't it be amazing? Well, it is amazing. The power of the glow squid. Plus, I'm telling you, I just cannot get over how cool they look underwater. Where did they go? Teasing. Oh, I think I just saw, yeah, a little glimpse of one right over there. Man, imagine just seeing that when you're moving around. Oh gosh. Kind of want this one to win. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you which one I want to win. Well, I might. But yes, as you can see, when you place this stuff in water, it does not drop down at all. You get to keep it in item form, which is fantastic. Here's another example of it carrying this current through water to light up this guy right over here. Flip the switch, back off, flip it on. Oh, lovely. But it's got even more uses as well. You can use luciferin to make a blink sack. You know, like an ink sack, but with the bull at the front. You'll need 4 luciferin as well as 1 ink sack in order to make your blink sack. So don't mind if I do. And this has some very special powers indeed.
You see that? Yo, giving off light, the ultimate. Whoa, hold on. And so what can you use it for? Well, if you right-click with it, you can stun mobs with it. Now, this is much easier to see at night, but we've gone ahead and turned it to night. We've summoned a couple mobs, and we're gonna right-click, and we're gonna stun these mobs. And now they are no longer really moving. They are completely stunned by this amazing display of a light. Holy moly, look at this. This is exciting looking. It's literally like dynamic lighting, and it glows blue no less. It's probably one of the coolest features I've been able to see in Minecraft related to light in a long time. And I'm pretty sure these guys like it as well. Man, it is blinding though, to be honest, which makes sense. I mean, it is quite stunning. Heck, you can also throw luciferin onto mobs to make them glow as well. So we've got a moo bloom right here. We went ahead and threw it on the moo bloom, and now wherever this mob moves, the glow will go with it. Oh, poor little thing. And if you missed our moo bloom coverage, we actually did a whole video on what these might look like in-game yesterday. So make sure you catch that if you haven't yet, including with this guy right here, the Isologer. But that video is for tomorrow. Oh gosh, you flooded my area. There's even another crafting recipe. If you take a sea lantern and surround it on all of its different sides with this luciferin, you can make a super glow sea lantern. So we're gonna go ahead and place this thing down so that you can see when we turn it to night, it is glowing this bright blue color right as you get nice and close to it, and it will stay that way forever. Now, if we were to compare that to a regular sea lantern, you'd be able to tell that there is a huge difference in the type of glow being displayed here. Finally, when placed underwater on gravel, you can actually grow brand new bits of coral as well as these super glow sea lanterns when you place down some of this luciferin. Oh, it is lovely. All over the place. Oh, my favorite. What a lovely blue glow, no less. But guys, that has been the Glow Squid. It's up for vote, and it's up to you if that's what gets added. The next mob that should have been added if it won was the Copper Golem. It ended up losing out to the Aler mob. It was planned to interact very nicely with redstone, or in this case, leading us to special things like iron. That's right, the Copper Golem has a magnetic attraction to certain ores such as iron, or from time to time will begin tinkering with nearby redstone. Kind of cute looking too. It should be worth noting that copper golems will only interact with copper buttons, which means they can be used to automate redstone mechanisms. And similar to a copper rod in-game, is technically capable of being charged in the midst of thunderstorms. If a thunderstorm is active and you throw a trident at a copper golem that has the channeling effect added, you can actually charge up the copper golem, and it will start emitting little bits of charged particles off of it. And once the copper golem has been charged, it will not rust, which is very cool, because in the event any hostile mobs are nearby, this copper golem will instantly strike them with lightning if they get too close to the golem in question. Talk about some serious base security. Although pressing my buttons is something that I could see getting annoying after some time. Glares are another Minecraft mob that lost. They too fell victim to the Aler. In terms of what we had them drop, nothing special. I think they dropped leaves. Glares were originally meant to avoid lit areas. And as you can see here, he's not thrilled about being in that lit area where the glow berries are, instead fleeing to the deep darkness. At least until I turn my brightness back up. Sorry, my friend. Don't know what to tell you. But in that darkness, which you can't really tell right now because I just lit the whole area up, it will actually be capable of dealing damage to any nearby hostile mobs that happen across its path. And there's a lot of damage, seriously. And this does me a huge favor. You'll want some help anytime you're in darkness as bad as what we can see right here. Thankfully, he and I seem to be cool. This mob ended up losing to the Sniffer in one of the more recent mob votes. Not only was it a cutie pie, it would also follow you around in-game. It was also capable of holding on to items for you, kind of acting as a bit of a showcase or pedestal. Our implementation of it probably is not how it would have eventually been added, but the idea was the moment you gave it an item, it would display
play it. In this case, it's got a pork chop tucked under its arm. We'll take it. If you wanted the mob to move again, you could just claim the items on back. The other cool thing about the tough golem was that it was capable of cleaning up, picking up your mess after you whenever you happen to be on a mining journey. The moment it gets close enough to random objects like cobblestone and the like, it will actually collect them for you, which is highly convenient because you could also right-click the tough golem to access its inventory. Imagine being in the caves with this guy, mining away, allowing him to pick up any of the scrap along as you keep on mining, searching for the real gems. Literally, iron, diamonds. Meanwhile, your boy's picking up all the extras so that you can build a nice house once you've finished spelunking. Now, this guy's a little bit wonky on death. I'm going to keep my distance because the moment the tough golem ends up dying, for whatever reason, he'll actually spawn in a lava block, destroying any of the items it was holding and presenting a serious danger to any nearby adventurers. Another mob that lost was the Rascal mob. Look at you. This poor rascal also lost to the Sniffer in the mob vote. They were meant to be a unique ally for any players that found themselves inside of cave systems. In this case, giving a rascal a torch will cause it to disappear in a puff of smoke. Now, if you're fortunate enough to find where it teleported to, you could use another torch on it to cause it to do the same. And in the event you found it dancing for the third time using a torch on it, it would reward you with an enchanted pickaxe that had a random enchantment, in this case fortune, as well as by transmuting a handful of nearby blocks into ore blocks. I'm kind of glad you weren't added. You kind of creeped me out, dude. So let's start with the crab mob. This is currently the front runner according to community consensus. What we know so far is that crabs are intended to spawn inside of the mangrove swamp biome. And they like to wave too. The only other thing we know about the crab is that it's meant to drop its massive crab claw, which is useful for building. Now, we've implemented the crab so that when you attack and kill it, it will drop its claw then. For now, though, it does seem to not want anything to do with me. Oh boy, okay, now he's getting a little bit closer. Let's go ahead and take him out so that we can get our hands on this claw. On delivering the final blow, we have gotten ourselves the crab claw. Now, as far back as I can remember, Mojang has been implementing mobs in such a way where you won't get the give and drop a mob has by killing it. You won't get it from the camel, the sniffer, turtles, foxes, he's lucky he got away, or the frog. Instead, they all have their own unique method of acquiring these new items by interacting with nearby mobs, trades, etc. Now, in terms of the use of the crab claw, Mojang has expressed to us that it should extend player reach. I mean, check this out. We can reach leaves all the way near the top of this tree. I want to make it abundantly clear, we have no idea how long the reach will actually be extended, so this may be an exaggerated version of what you can use the crab claw for, but even held in the offhand, you can see that we have much farther building reach as well. Think of the build skills. Gone are the days of leaving loose logs behind in the air. You can reach them all. The claw may have a lot of MLG applications as well. Try saving yourself without the crab claw using a water bucket. Water's used in builds all the time, so I could see this ending up working. Holding a crab claw in your hand and extraordinarily extending the reach that your water bucket can actually get to, thereby saving you from any accidental deaths. Or perhaps you can go on the offensive and use it to take out any nearby mobs that have been tracking you. Now, our version of the claw also allows you to attack mobs from a greater distance. However, it is unclear if that would be coming to the actual update. That's because, as stated by Mojang, the crab claw is only intended for increasing your building range. Now, this crab mob leaves a lot on the table in terms of what else it could be capable of. So now we'll move into some speculative ideas that we've put together for this mob. First and foremost, you can actually shear the crabs in order to get their crab shells. We actually appreciate this more as it is directly in line with Mojang's principles around designing mobs and their items. For example, when you shear these crabs, it actually gives them a health boost because by shearing them, you're helping them molt their shell from in-game. And you get crab shells in return. We've taken that as liberty to create shell armor. Similar to the turtle helmet, when you wear this crab armor, you will get a water breathing effect, which will slowly go down as you actually find yourself underwater. However, we've made it so that when combined with the turtle helmet, you'll actually have a compound effect, giving you a full minute of water breathing whenever you take a swim. And on top of that, we've taken it a step further by turning the crab claw into the claw spear. The claw spear actually increases your distance from melee attacks and can be thrown. Some of these new features may seem pretty out there. However, there is plenty of evidence of Mojang adding in mob mechanics that were not originally announced when said mobs were introduced. Which leaves us with the final mob announced in the latest mob vote, the penguin. What we know about penguins is that they can be clumsy on land, tripping over their own feet sometimes. However, like in real life, penguins are known to be elegant swimmers in the water. Now, we don't have that represented in our rendition of the penguin, but one can imagine. Penguins are also known to push any items in the water towards the player in an attempt to help you out. And if you were to hop in a boat with some penguins nearby, they'll apply you with a passive speed boost when you're in the boats, making you travel way more quickly when you are inside of one. The effect we've called it is penguin's friendship, which I think is kind of cute. You may even consider trying using some of these boats on land, which I would recommend you feed your penguins for so that they begin following you. Now again, we made this penguin rendition, so it's a little bit janky, but check this out. Ultimate speed boost with the penguins that you've tamed following you at a moment's notice. You'll be able to get around in no time flat if you've got some ice blocks nearby. Now, in the event penguins are added in-game, you'll be able to find them in the Stony Shores biome, so keep an eye out. And if you happen to see any penguins in-game moving quite slowly, there's a chance that that penguin is actually pregnant with a baby penguin as well. So, with any luck... Oh, did we? Look at him! He's adorable! He's so tiny! Hey, what's a fish buddy? Oh, he's pumped. And our version of the penguin has another fun power, which is namely, if you give it a snowball, it will trade you a gold nugget. That's because penguins in real life oftentimes collect shiny objects, and why not have it be gold? Now, in return, they'll also use the snowball to attack any nearby hostile mobs by throwing snowballs at them, which I just find adorable. Sorry, snowman, your days are numbered. Now that we've gotten the front runner out of the way, we can check out the armadillo. This one's sleeping right now. Get too close, though, and he'll wake up. The facts we know about the armadillo thus far is that they are meant for the savanna biomes, that they will be able to give you scoot items if you get maybe too close to them or attack them. That much is unknown, but we will get scoot, and that the scoot can be used to equip man's best friend. Now, knowing what we know about armadillos, and again, Mojang's design principles, it's unlikely that we'll actually get any items by attacking or killing the armadillo. In this case, we've made it so that scoot is dropped whenever they flee, and that includes other mobs as well, such as the wolf here. It will flee. However, the screech that the armadillo makes when being attacked by mobs will cause any nearby mobs to begin crying, running away in fear of having spooked the armadillo. Using our implementation, you can craft wolf armor, which will increase the health and durability of your pet while in the game. Look, his eyes. Did you see his eyes? He's ready for battle, and he's completely equipped on his back. To demonstrate their differences in health, we've got a creeper here that we're gonna blow up. Both of these wolves have full health, or did. On the second blast, the first wolf is killed that did not have the armor. But after 3, 4, and 5 blasts, this wolf's still going, almost tripling its effective health. Our implementation of armadillos is similar to foxes in nature, where they are nocturnal creatures. So right now in the day, armadillos, they sleep. However, at night, armadillos are far more active. As you can see, this guy has already woken from his slumber. Speaking of savanna slumbers, termites, a mob first announced back during Minecraft's only ever biome vote, were also meant to preside there. Funny enough, armadillos are known to have termites play a large part in their diet in real life. So there's a chance we may see them be added as well, as it was mentioned that all those biome vote mobs would eventually be added to the game. Termites might possibly act as an in-game pest, which armadillos may prove useful in handling. Okay, so all 3 of these mobs seem pretty awesome to me. Where exactly is the controversy coming from then? Well, apparently, more than has ever been seen before during previous mob votes, the community is up in arms over the fact that we need to choose one of the mobs, rather than having all 3 added. Some players are even calling for the mob vote tradition to be scrapped entirely. The biggest complaint from the community is that it is not right for Mojang to lock multiple key features behind different mobs and then force us to only choose one. For example, numerous players want both the increased block placement range that would come from the crab claw, as well as new armor for their wolves that they would be getting from the armadillo. Instead, we can only choose one to win the vote, and in theory, those other features would either be implemented down the road as presented in a new fashion, or potentially not at all. I personally believe that these mobs are, in all likelihood, concepts that have not fully been developed, balanced, and tested yet, and that it is not as simple to add them all as players might think. Modders in the community frequently add loads of content at a much faster rate than Mojang. However, thinking of the mob and how it will interact with the rest of the game is half the battle. And most modders don't spend as much time discussing game balance when implementing their own versions of mobs. So, the community may not have an accurate understanding of the thought, time, reworking, etc. that goes into each new edition. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to tell us which mob you're voting for.